Is this heaven?
No, it's a podcast. Welcome to the Field of Geeks podcast.
Hello and welcome to Field of Geeks episode 92. I'm Josh.
I'm Mitch.
I'm Billy.
So we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to be talking some Oscar highlights, Green Lantern, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Star Wars, Goosebumps, Expendables 4, MIB, and much more. So we also got a review of Strangers, Pray at Night. Is that right, Billy?
Yeah.
Pray at Night.
Yep.
And Mitch saw the...
Hans Zimmer concert live. Well, not really live, but
It felt
concert
like
recorded, yeah.
On Netflix.
On Netflix,
correct?
yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, great. Well, Hero of the Week, I think, is Mark Hamill. He just got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Oh, cool.
7-year-old girl, she didn't want to wear a Star Wars shirt to school because she didn't want to get picked on for liking boy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the mother reached out to Twitter, and it got a lot of, responses. He was one of them, and he just, had some encouraging words. He just said, boy stuff, please. The Force is and always will be strong with females here on Earth and in galaxies far, far away. So I think I like his character.
Yeah.
He's just really a nice guy. And I don't know if you saw the ceremony of him getting a star.
No.
Man, Harrison Ford, he's just checking out. Like he did a speech, but he's so I think it's from I think he got damaged from some of those plane accidents he had, sadly. But yeah, he just, it was pretty good. Lucas got up there and talked a little bit.
Did he?
Kind of put people to sleep, I thought. But it was cool, though. It was cool. He had stormtroopers, in front of his star. And it's a cool thing, but everyone who gets a star basically either has to raise funds to get it or pay out of their own pocket. So it's, it's like it's earned, but it's not like Hollywood bought them the star. It's stupid.
Does that go for everybody?
Yeah, everyone has to pay for a star. So that's why a lot of these younger people, I don't know if Britney Spears has a star or whatever, but basically if you got the money, you can get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So, yeah.
I thought it was just one of those things that you just, Hollywood would be like, this is the kind of person we want to do this year, or the people we want to do this year. It's just more of a, well, if you got the money, pay out.
I think it's an application process, but you also have to have the money. You know, the money is key. Like Ralph Garman and Seth MacFarlane raised funds to get Adam West a star on the Walk of Fame, because otherwise he wouldn't have gotten it.
Yeah.
Which, you have all these other celebrities who kind of, bit the dust career-wise.
Yeah.
They disappeared, but they have a star. It's because at the time they had the money to get it and they're popular. So, it is what it is. But it's nice that Mark finally got one. So
I wonder if back in the old days, when the whole, Marilyn Monroe and, all of them were around, if they had to do the same thing, or
because they were building it, I would see them just giving it to them, just like, we got to start this thing. But then they started being like, well, we got to get some money off this. So
you got to pay for everything.
Yeah,
I'm a star. I got to pay for my own star on a sidewalk.
Well, just go to a award show. The gift bags they give you could probably just sell that, because they give you all kinds of. You got to
buy those too. Just for
no, you just show up. I think you got to present, and you just get these gifts. They've done it before on shows. They show up.
The swag bags that are worth like $100,000.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's so ridiculous. And half the time they don't even need that crap. It's like,
no.
What was it? A bar of soap and some shampoo?
Oh, it's
like jewelry, expensive.
Trips.
Yeah, I mean it's like everything
that they can pay for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, and I think you have to pay taxes on it because it's over $3,000.
Probably
Right.
It's dumb.
So why give them?
I know.
You gotta get taxed for everything. Everything you gotta be taxed on.
Oh yeah,
it's stupid. Wow. It's stupid. But yeah. So Mark Hamill, good on you, man. Newsflash: we got Vin Diesel cast as Bloodshot. This is a Valiant Comics character. He's a government super soldier. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Sopranos 1960s prequel movie in the works from creator David Chase.
Oh, okay.
Kind of interesting. It sounds they won't be doing any CGI, I'm sure. I mean, this is the 60s, but it would be cool to see the characters when they were younger. I don't know. Did you ever see Sopranos?
No, I never
did.
I never got into it.
I liked it. I never saw the last episode, but I know the big hoopla about it. How it just ended. Were you a Sopranos fan at all?
You know, I never had HBO when the time that it was on. I have HBO now, and right now I'm in the middle of Game of Thrones, and after that's all said and done, then I'm going to hop over to Sopranos.
Oh, that's nice. You'll binge watch the whole thing probably.
Right. I love Game of Thrones. I would imagine that The Sopranos is very much like Goodfellas?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's a whole show.
With De Niro and all those guys.
Yeah, his career profession is waste management. It's like I don't think his wife knows what he does in the beginning, at least. I think it's pretty like secretive, but
Nice cover up.
yeah,
I just like those mafia movies. They have such a hierarchy that's just interesting.
yeah, they do. And Scorsese's working on The Irishman, which I
Oh,
think
wow.
that's going to be a Netflix movie. It's having like all the stars of all the movies he did pretty much in it. Like I think you got Jack Nicholson, maybe. You got Joe Pesci. They brought him out of retirement to be in it. They pretty much were like, please be in this.
Wow, he's been away for
De
a
Niro.
long time.
He has. It's pretty big of him just to be like, I'm gonna retire. Like you could still make some stuff. Of course, I guess he was making some not great movies towards the end of his career. But big thing about that is, I don't know if there's a lot of flashbacks in the movie, but Scorsese wants to use the de-aging process on some of these actors. So I think alone that would be really cool. They could pull it off. But
And I think if done right, I mean, it looks great.
yeah, like Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War.
Yep.
Michael Douglas and Ant-Man. Yeah, those are excellent examples. So
Yeah.
The concern is like the budget's going to be really high if they do that.
It's
But I think it'd be
Scorsese,
really
though.
cool.
I mean,
Yeah, it's a
have you ever
Netflix
seen a
movie.
movie that he's done where you aren't like impressed?
Yeah, I haven't seen the Liam Neeson one he did a year or so ago. It was something about religion. I didn't see it, but they always look great.
Yeah.
It's really not a bad Scorsese movie. I can't think of right now. There is kind of a rehash, like Casino is pretty much Goodfellas.
I've seen
It's still a good
previews.
movie, but
yeah,
it's a brutal movie. I mean,
Is it?
Casino?
yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's got Joe Pesci and De Niro in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Does it have Ray Liotta too?
No.
Ah,
No, maybe he's too crazy to be coming back. I don't know. I heard he's not a nice guy to work with. When we had that nice program here about making films
Yeah.
in Iowa, I guess my cousin talked to somebody who was on set with him or knew somebody. So who knows if it's accurate, but I could see it being accurate. And yeah, he was a total asshole. So
that's too bad.
yeah, but Expendables 4 may film this August.
I like those. Those are good popcorn
I do
flicks.
too. Yeah,
A great movie to pop on a Saturday when you got
Yeah.
not a whole lot going on.
You see all your
Need to be
action
entertained.
heroes.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the lines are corny, but I think that's what it's supposed to be.
It never went out to be a serious movie. I think it
don't
just
think
went out
so.
to be a smash and bash and rehash of the '80s greats.
If any of them were to be serious, I think the first one was the biggest attempt to kind of make something
Yeah,
bold and new. But then the other two kind of fell into the commercial aspect. But I get that they want to make money off these movies.
but
and you can't-
kudos to Stallone
Yeah.
to say, we've got all these great guys that are just kind of sitting in the background that have done tons of action films. Probably still want to do it, but don't have a venue to do it because most of the directors out there say, "Oh, you're too old, you can't."
Well, and then once they get on that path of doing like crappy films,
Yeah.
it's hard. Unless you have a Tarantino who sees greatness in you, like
Mm-hmm.
he did with Travolta and Carradine, David Carradine. Bring him back, put him in the limelight. That's why I was happy to see Eric Roberts in Dark Knight.
Yeah.
and he was in the first Expendables. Before he got knifed in the chest. But have you seen those films at all?
I had not
a big
seen
action
a
guy.
single one of those.
Yeah. They're fun. I
they're
think
over.
fun.
They're really over the top.
Terry
Just kinda
Crews is
like
amazing.
80s.
He's in all of them. I actually liked the third one. I bought the unrated version, and I thought it was a lot better. A lot of people gave that one crap, but
Is that the one where they got Bruce Willis out of there and Harrison Ford came in and so did Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Wesley Snipes is in it, and they,
Oh, really?
they do a nice tax joke.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty. I thought it was funny, but I'm kind of a sucker for those.
Good old self-deprecating
Stupid
humor.
But I'm 4-4. Huh, see. Goosebumps 2 starts filming and gets a title, Slappy Halloween. I don't know if you saw the Goosebumps Jack Black film.
No,
I
I did.
liked it.
I did.
I actually liked it.
I thought it was something. I know it had something to do with Slappy. I thought that was like a Revenge of Slappy or something.
That
to
was, I
nature.
think, what they were working with,
Oh,
and then
okay.
they changed it. I
Oh, okay.
kind of prefer that, but honestly, I don't even care for a Slappy in the title.
Right.
But yeah, the first one really surprised me. I thought it was good. It was a good movie you can watch with the kids.
Yep.
You know, if you have kids and you don't want to watch one that just makes you want to.
My kids love
Slam
Goosebumps.
your head
And when they
into
saw
something.
this, they were pretty.
R.L. Stein was just a beast when he wrote those books. I mean, they were great growing up.
Yeah, and I think it's a good thing they're doing with these movies. It's like a fictionalized R.L. Stein that
Yeah.
Jack Black plays. So I think it's pretty cool, and I can see them going further. Always depends on the sequel how that does. You know.
They know that's scary, Josh.
I know. I can watch those.
See?
I can watch those. Yes, I'm happy about a sequel being made, and
I think if this one works out, I think they could probably make maybe a one or two more.
yeah, I just hope they get away from like Slappy's a cool character, but it's
Yeah.
like, come on, there's so many more characters.
Right.
Like, let's
They have
just
all
go
these
after
other
those.
stories that they can build from, so
Right.
or add a bunch of stories together, something like that, like they did in the first one, kind of.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'd be kind of excited to see that.
exactly. Oscar highlights. I don't know if you saw the ceremony. Any of you?
I don't have ABC,
You too?
so
I can't
What?
pull that channel in.
I don't have ABC. So even with the rabbit ears, it doesn't scan very well. So and I have the ABC app, so I can watch it
Oh,
afterwards.
right.
But no, I didn't see it.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so weird. Channel 5 here is always hard to come in, and they're just like they're on the same side of town now, and it's like still the signal is so weak. I don't get it.
I mean, not to get off on a tangent or anything, but I actually wrote the station manager to see what set of rabbit ears I needed to purchase just so that I could pull in the channel.
Yeah.
Never got a response.
We have 'cause we have Roku, but
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have we don't have we don't watch the other channels very much.
Sure.
So
I've gone through 5 different sets of rabbit ears.
Yeah, I found the ones that work best for me are the butterfly ones. They lay,
Yeah.
they lay flat.
I
you know?
even went and bought the really expensive Mophie one, the one that sticks to the wall.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be like
It's like a
50-mile
box,
radius.
right?
Yeah.
Like a box.
Yeah.
I just had this
Didn't
regular
work.
rabbit ears that we got from Walmart or wherever
Yeah.
maybe.
I hate rabbit ears. I got done with those. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna find something better. And I was like,
I think
yeah,
the
these
only
butterfly
way to
ones are
truly
pretty
do
nice.
it is to put a whole house antenna in the attic, like what all the parents used to do back in the day.
Right. My brother-in-law, he had that done, and I think it works pretty well for him.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, you can pull in every channel then.
right. Exactly.
Wow.
So none of you got to see the Oscars then?
No.
No, I heard. I mean, I watched highlights of it.
Sure.
It seems like every year it gets more and more political, and I'd rather just be entertained.
Sure.
And so, to me personally, I don't care which side of the fence you fall on. Just stay out of politics. Mm-hmm. Let's just have fun.
Yeah. I mean, I thought some of the jokes were like, yeah, we get it. We know.
Yeah.
This is.
How many times can you beat a
But
dead
I was
horse?
I was all for the women empowerment, obviously, with all of the scum that's going on, in Hollywood. Like, lots changed from a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty crazy. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about a few highlights I thought were interesting. Sam Rockwell won for 3 Billboards, which I still need to see. He won Best Supporting Actor, and he had a great story when he went up and gave a speech. I always like when they can put a lot of good humor in a speech. It's not just a boring speech like, oh, I got to thank my agent. It's the
It lasts 10 minutes and then they're still talking when the music playing.
Exactly. Yeah, he had a great speech. He was saying, when I was a kid, I was pulled into the principal's office. My dad was there, and he said, something's wrong with Grandma. So, we left school, and I said to my dad in the car, what's wrong with Grandma? And he said, oh, nothing. We're going to the movies. I got a good laugh.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Good to see Sam Rockwell get an Oscar, though. I mean, the guy's always been way underutilized.
He's been at it for a long time.
And he has. I mean,
Green Mile.
Matchstick Men was a great movie.
Yeah. Green Mile was the first time I saw him. He was the crazy prisoner guy. He
Oh, yeah.
actually killed the girls.
Yeah.
Yep.
I forgot about that. Wow.
And he was in True Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, which was a pretty cool movie. It was basically about the dude who had the Gong Show. He had an alternate life as an assassin. He claimed in real life.
Yeah.
I don't think they could ever really, see if that was true or not. But the movie itself was pretty cool. And of course, Iron Man 2, he was in that. And
Yep.
I'm happy that he's finally getting recognition. And speaking of that, Guillermo del Toro, he got Best Director, Best Picture for his movie Shape of Water.
Who saw that coming? I mean, the guy's always kind of just been an indie kind of guy and done whatever he's wanted to. He was working on The Hobbit for Lord knows how long.
I think he would have done a better job.
You think so?
Well, I for one, I think it would have been one movie.
I think so too. I think his style of movies, though, I think his directorial style is a little different than what The Hobbit needed.
Yeah.
And I still think Peter Jackson did a pretty good job at it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a different book altogether. I just don't know. I know that for a fact, a lot of the stuff that he already had set up, they used. So, who knows? I mean,
Yeah, I think when everything like lines up perfectly, obviously it doesn't happen all the time, but like I saw Shape of Water, and it felt like a really good movie. Like it didn't really have any problems. Joey would disagree, but
didn't feel like Hellboy.
no, I mean I liked Hellboy, but yeah, there's some stuff there, but it could be studio involvement. Who knows? But
Yeah.
this Shape of Water is it's the first sci-fi film to win Best Picture, so
Wow.
it's quite something.
That says something.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of messages in the film too, So yeah, I recommend seeing it. I mean, it's kind of weird because it's kind of like bestiality. Like, she's with this aquatic dude because she's like, she can relate to him and stuff. So, yeah, I know it is what it is. But it's kind of like Abe Sapien hooking up with a chick, which you could accept that because that's what happened.
Now, is that an original screenplay or is that off of a book or?
No, I think it's original.
Okay,
but I think someone's claiming he plagiarized their idea or whatever. So I don't know if that's going to go any further.
Probably not.
They probably want money.
Yeah.
So first time director Jordan Peele won for Best Original Screenplay, Get Out, which is a great film, I thought. I don't know if you guys saw it at all.
Is that the one with the guy who was blind?
No, it's the guy, it's a black guy who goes to visit his white girlfriend's parents, and the town's just weird, and there's all these black people who are acting funny, and it's basically they're getting abducted and having things changed. I want you to see it, Billy. I don't want to give it away, but it's good. It's kind of like a scary movie, but it plays on all kinds of,
Which is weird because he's such a comedic guy.
Yeah, well, it does have some comedy in it.
Does
it's
it?
like
Okay.
serious and funny at the same time. If you see some of the Jordan Peele stuff, they kind of go a little dark with some of their skits they did.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of in there.
Ah,
but
gotcha.
it's pretty impressive. He won for Best Original Screenplay first time out. The only bad thing is, like, how do you top that?
Right.
When you direct a movie and it gets all this praise.
Kind of like when National Lampoons came out with Animal House and they were like, where the hell do we go from here?
Oh, right. Yeah, as a company. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vacation. Vacation 2.
Let's accidentally step off the ledge there.
And then we'll do Senior Trip. I think that started Jeremy Renner.
Did it?
Yeah, it was in the 90s. Yeah, I think when we were kids. Yeah, they've fallen from grace. But yeah, so that was great to see. Frances McDormand, she's really an animated character. She's been winning all the awards up to this point, so it wasn't really a big shock. She won for 3 billboards as well. She had all the female nominees stand up, and she introduced something called the Inclusion Rider, which I was like, what is that? So I guess it's something that's existed for a while. People didn't really know about, but whenever an actor takes on a project, they can request this inclusion rider, which means it's like 50% diversity in the crews. So it gives, everyone a chance to have work and kind of just like, fair shot.
Kind of similar to what Robin Williams would do when he would star in a movie and stuff like that.
Yeah, is that what he did?
I don't know if he did that per se,
Something
but
similar.
he had a writer in his contract where they had to hire a certain number of people off the streets that didn't have jobs.
Oh, wow.
To help with, I think it was like 1,000 people that they had to hire.
Yeah.
And some of them might be homeless, but they had food, a place to sleep,
Sweet.
and they just had to do some simple tasks around the set and stuff.
Yeah, that's
but they
great.
always had a job whenever Robin Williams
Sure.
was around. So
Well, and we find out now that some actors in the past gave some of their salaries to their female, their opposite lead in the film. I think Susan Sarandon came out recently and said Paul Newman gave some of his salary to her.
yeah,
I think they did a movie called Twilight, not the vampire one. It was a different one. But yeah, when you hear that, it's really neat. But then it's always a shock too. But it's never really, I think finally that's getting addressed. And
But I don't think you need to. I mean, you don't need to announce it. I don't. In order to do something good, sometimes it's just in the background. Eventually it'll come out and stuff like that. And I think the best people are those who don't gloat about it.
Well, and a lot of these cases are like they're old, like 20, 30 years.
Oh,
old.
yeah,
And I think
yeah.
they're being brought up now because I think they want to show like, yeah, Hollywood's always been, there's a lot of
lopsided. Yeah,
there's a lot of bad things in it, but there's also a lot of people who are good and did this for me just to show like we're not all scumbags, you know.
Yeah,
There's
I mean,
a lot of good people out there.
Well, heck, I mean, when Clint Eastwood was just starting out, that was back in the day when you signed contracts with studios, and you had to be in a certain number of films, regardless of what they were. You didn't have the option of going, no.
Yeah.
You just were in it, and that was it.
Here's a bellhop. It's
Yeah.
like, okay. Did I get a gun?
Yeah.
No. Not that kind of movie. Gary Oldman won for Darkest Hour. He played Winston Churchill. I saw the film. Really good performance. The makeup guys won too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really was unrecognizable. The eyes you could tell was
Were Gary,
Gary Oldman's. But, you know, you don't want to totally cover up an actor. And I think in the beginning they put a lot of makeup on him and they kind of lost him. Mm-hmm. So they had to, like, you know,
Tone it
take
down.
off. Yeah. So great performance, great movie. You really realize that, you know, with where we're at, our generation, like you looking back in the World War II era, the 40s and all that, you kind of think they never had problems. They never had obstacles. Like Churchill was pretty much hated by everybody, and he had to like earn that place to be trusted. And yeah, the movie is really good at showing like, yeah, it wasn't perfect. Like he really had, I don't even think he wanted the job. Like first off, he wanted a job when he was a young man. But
Yeah.
he was an old man when he got it, and it was pretty much you know, the government was like, this current guy everyone hates, so we got to get somebody. And nobody wanted it, I think. And they're like, well, let's see if Churchill wants it. So, yeah, it's a really good movie. Great performance. His first Oscar, which is crazy, you know, because he's been in so many great films. Roger Deakins, he won Best Cinematographer for Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
Great cinematographer this guy is. He's done Skyfall, Sicario, No Country for Old Men, and I just found this out last night. He did the Shawshank Redemption. Yeah, that's an old pull from 94.
Wow.
That's crazy. Oh, he's amazing. I don't know if you've seen Blade Runner 2049, but
Yeah.
just the artistic side of it is just breathtaking. You know, like the story's pretty good, but it's a movie you can really put in and just like admire the look of it. It's just really, really cool. It's out there, way out there, and it's beautiful. So I was really happy he won, and that was his first Oscar, I guess. I was really shocked by that.
Yeah.
Thought he won before, but you know how they announce when they come up to the stage. Mm-hmm. This is his first Oscar. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I had no idea. Kumar Nanjiani, he's from The Big Sick. That movie just came out, and it got some nominations as well. He didn't win anything at the Oscars, but he did have a shout out to Iowa in a way, because he's from Pakistan, and he basically, the joke was, you know, a lot of people in Hollywood can't even locate Pakistan and Iowa on a map. Yeah, I forgot. I think he went to University of Iowa, maybe. And Jimmy Kimmel, I thought, did a decent job.
Yeah.
He could come back again, I guess.
I heard that they wanted Maya Rudolph and some other person to come back and host it next year or something.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
I don't know her name, but yeah, they were funny. They came out and presented an award. And
Did they actually want them to host the show? Or
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah,
So,
or do a movie or something. Like they had a good chemistry. It was funny. Yeah, it was funny.
so Jimmy Kimmel could be out of a job here pretty soon?
Hard to say. I don't know if they want to do a award show necessarily, but I could see them doing like a
Some
movie
kind
or
of comedy
something.
movie together?
Yeah, gosh, I can't remember the other actress, but she's really animated and funny, and she was in Girls Trip, which I still haven't seen. I heard it's really good, so that's why I'm like, I want to see the film. you know?
Girls Trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that with my wife a couple weeks ago.
you like it?
It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So yeah, she's from that movie, and yeah, that was a highlight of the show as well. That was funny. You know, everyone's all serious, and it's always nice when
I
they
gotta
can
ask
break it
this.
up.
I haven't seen it, so I haven't asked this. Did Meryl Streep win anything?
No,
Okay.
I think at this point they just give her a nomination. She doesn't even do a film; they'll probably give her a nomination, you know,
Probably.
just for existing. Not to say she's a bad actress. I think she's great, but
It seems like
you know,
every time I watched it before, she was always nominated but never won. So I was just wondering if she was, if she won anything this
no,
time.
I think she's good. I think she gets a free seat at the Oscars.
Oh, Mamma Mia 2's coming out soon, so you never know.
Tiffany Haddish? Does that sound right? Maya Rudolph and Tiffany Haddish?
Yes, that's her. Yep.
Okay.
It was funny what they did. I think they presented 2 awards, but it was really, really good. So, before we get to movies news, I just want to let everyone out there know that you can find us on all social media. Listen to us on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, YouTube, Spotify, and FieldofGeeks.com. So we're going to jump into movies now. MIB looks like they're going to have a reboot starting. They're going to start filming June 18th in London.
It's not even 30 years old yet. They couldn't wait.
Well, they had a
Kinda ran
soft
into the
reboot
ground.
with 3, though.
In a way, yeah,
Yeah.
because they did time travel. I didn't think 3 was terrible. I actually liked 3 better than 2.
I would say if you were to go in chronological order of which were the greatest movies of the series, 1, obviously, because it...
1, 3, 2.
Yeah.
1, 3, 2.
Yep.
We had the cartoon. I don't know if you remember the cartoon.
No.
That
It was
did so much better
Pretty
than
brief,
Was it?
wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was like 30-minute episode a week, so even if it lasted a season, it still gave us all that content, and there's a lot of cool backstory things they did with it, and it turned out to be more interesting than the future films. Like I did like 3; it was refreshing, especially with Josh Brolin. Yeah,
I thought he did a great
he
job.
stole that film.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was really good. Tommy Lee Jones just pretty much showed up. He just sat there.
I wouldn't say he showed up. I mean, he just
Yeah,
didn't
I
have
know.
that big of a part. I mean, Tommy Lee Jones, he can still act the hell out of movies.
Oh, I know.
I mean, have you seen Lincoln? That was where he played the senator. That was
Forgot
just
he was in that. Yeah,
that was a hell of a movie.
he's.
It was a
he
hell
was
of a movie, but it was
imposing.
long.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It was a long movie. Yeah.
As long as Civil War was.
Man,
It was good though. It was good. He didn't phone it in necessarily, but yeah, he didn't have much to do. I get that. Some of these older actors, they kind of phone it in. And that kind of annoys me. But yeah, he was in there briefly. He didn't really do much, but given his age and stuff, it's not like he can just run around with Will Smith and take on everybody. But
like it did back in the late 90s.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, MIB1 was probably the high point.
What was the movie that Tommy Lee Jones was in where he had to be a police officer to a whole bunch of cheerleaders?
Oh,
Man of the House.
Man of the House.
That was a good
like the
movie.
movie.
That was a great
Where's
movie.
your happy face? This is my happy face.
Says my happy place.
Because all the
best
all
part
the
of the
girls
movie.
were wearing really skimpy outfits and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So he buys an industrial size air conditioner and just makes it cold as hell.
That was a good movie. Yeah.
That was a great movie.
It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Fugitive, U.S. Marshals was pretty good.
Yeah.
Space Cowboys was another great one.
That was good.
He did Coal Miner's Daughter with
gosh,
Sissy
that was-
Spacek back in what, the 70s?
Oh, did he?
Was it back in the late 70s?
I think late 70s, early 80s,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, I think that might have been when he first came to, be a star.
Right.
Under Siege.
Mm-hmm.
Good villain in that. Yeah, he's been around.
Batman Forever. He had a pit.
Two-Face.
Two-Face.
Yeah, I think he read the Jack Nicholson playbook too much on that one.
Yeah.
I'm over the top.
He's done some good stuff. U.S. Marshals is one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you like it over The Fugitive?
Yeah.
I like that team.
Yeah.
I wish they could have done more. And he had Robert Downey Jr. in that
Right.
one. So, but yeah, I don't know if it's still up in the air if this is a reboot or kind of a refresh, however they call it now, rehash. They had the idea of crossing them over with the 21 Jump Street films, which
No.
is stupid. Yeah, I know, right? Well, so I'll take this over that. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Dear Lord, no.
There's talks that Chris Hemsworth may join the film, which I think would be great. He's got really good comedic timing.
He does.
He was the highlight of the new Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah, he was.
That's it, though.
That's it.
I still have not seen that movie just because I don't want it
I've seen it.
to ruin the original.
I saw it the first time, and I fell asleep.
Oh, that bad.
I enjoyed the music, though.
Yeah.
It was pointless to reboot. It could have just been an easy continuation, hand down to the girls. They discover the technology. It's so much more interesting if they. Yeah. It's like Jurassic World was. They go find the old Jeeps and everything like that. You lose that connection when you don't, relate to past or whatever.
That's a movie I still scratch my head on how it became so big so quick. Because, it's good, but I wouldn't say it's amazing to the point where it made all that money.
It's the nostalgia factor.
It is. I think it's a nostalgia factor.
It's an overload.
And I'm glad they had BD Wong come in there and do the Doctor again and all that stuff. Yeah. And I think, what is it, the next one that they're coming out with is going to have
Goldblum. He's
Goldblum back in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not anxious to see it. From what I've
No,
seen,
but it's going to make a ton of money.
It might not, though. The last Transformers movie, not the one before last night, made a billion, just like World did. Jurassic
And they're making
World.
another one.
Well, the latest Transformers bombed huge. It was a big drop off of what they got previously. So who knows? I hope it makes money because they do plan to make a third one, and it would be nice if they could complete a trilogy
Yeah.
for once. I mean, they kind of did the.
Chris Pratt was.
First
I
time.
think Chris Pratt did a great job, though. I still think, and people.
Well,
can
and you want it to be
get
hit
mad
for
at
him,
me.
too,
Yeah,
his career.
and people can be mad at me for this. I still think Chris Pratt could take over the Indiana Jones.
I accept it. Why can't Indy go into a Fountain of Youth, come out Chris Pratt?
No, just be another brother that maybe not a brother, but just like another kid that he didn't know he had, and he looks the part. I mean,
Yeah.
physically, he could put on that that fedora and all that stuff, and I think it would be perfect. Or even go, way back to maybe when he was a teenager growing up, that young Indiana Jones that we got as a TV show.
Right.
But
Well,
that's offshoot.
I think they could just treat it like a Bond. He just resumes the character
Yeah.
and is on a mission. You don't really have to address anything.
Yeah.
It would be fun to go back to the 30s or 40s or whatever. And
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like the high point of that character, because we got the 50s and some of it was interesting, but given, the distance between both of them, and all that, that didn't work out too well. So
Yeah.
we'll see. They're making a new one. So,
Right.
but yeah, if Chris Hemsworth joins, I could see that being interesting. Their goal is to have this film out June 14th, 2019. They recently had the success of Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle, which was a
Have you guys seen that yet?
yeah.
Have you?
We both saw it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Is it good?
Yeah.
Actually, I liked it way more than I liked the original.
Really?
Yeah, and I had way low expectations going to see this movie.
Yeah.
But I took my son, and it was pretty funny.
Well, that's the beauty of it. It's not really a reboot.
Yeah.
It's just like a continuation, but it's also its own film. They do have homages to the first film here and there, but other than that, it's its own film. So if you weren't a fan of the original, then you'll have a good time, and if you were a fan of the original, I think you'd have a good time. So it's really
I
good.
like the original. It's good. I mean, The Rock doesn't really do a bad movie,
Not really, no.
and
Well, yeah, because he's in everything.
Well, we'll see. Skyscraper, that might be a challenge. I don't know.
somebody actually
Posted that. That was funny. I saw it before, but that was
somebody
us.
actually posted like the actual flight patterns that he would take in the air. And there was no physical possibility that he could land in the window that he was supposed to. He was either supposed to like jump off and then just smash down into the ground, go a little far out and then smash down. There's just the angles of
Could he even
trajectory
grab
were
on
off.
to the edge of the window.
No, in no shape or form. Maybe the third floor at best, but no way he could jettison that far out.
You know what we're talking about? The image where the big image they have now is he's jumping from a crane, I think,
Yeah.
to a broken window in a skyscraper, and they did like the pattern of
They did a flight pattern, the trajectory, using body
as he
mass
ascends,
and weight and all that stuff.
He would totally miss the target.
Like the arc of where he would hit
Yeah.
his highest point wouldn't even make it halfway to the point where he needed to land in the skyscraper.
That guy got fired. He just
Oh yeah,
stupid. Draw a line.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
unless his leg's got a rocket in it. Jesus, that'd be terrible.
The Rock starring
I'm Iron Man.
Inspector Gadget. That would be hilarious.
I don't know. That does look better than the movie he did with the. It wasn't a hurricane, was it? What the hell did he do with it?
Oh, the natural disaster movie.
Yeah, the rescue. He was in a rescue helicopter. San Andreas.
San Andreas.
This actually looks more interesting. This got like a Die Hard.
Yeah,
Sadly, a Die Hard remake to it, and I don't want that, but I kind of like the premise.
I'll probably go see it. I mean, Baywatch, even though it got panned by critics, I think still was a funny movie.
Yeah, it was.
Never saw it.
I liked it. Yeah, I rented it.
I mean,
so-
David Hasselhoff was in it, and Pamela Anderson. I mean,
Yeah.
the two big players of the original, and
Can't go wrong with that.
Probably
No.
80 years old.
Alexandria Daddario or whatever her name is.
I like the dorky kid trying to join the team.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
he got the girl. That was cool. Spoiler.
I was kind of hoping that was going to do well, and they'd make a second one because I thought the casting was great, and Zac Efron was hilarious.
It was like over the top, and like people would explode and The Rock would throw like body parts at Zack.
But Baywatch was never a serious TV show.
No, it wasn't. It
Yeah.
wasn't. You remember Baywatch Nights?
Oh yeah, the more After Dark feature
It's
of
terrible.
Baywatch. I never saw an episode. I just
It was
remember
good
hearing
at
about
first
it
because it was like
Yeah.
a PI thing. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Then it became X-Files like, I'm like, no.
Oh, like they were
Oh, yeah, like aliens and stuff.
what?
No, it was stupid. But
The only good sci-fi show that ever came out in like the early '80s was V.
yeah, I never saw that.
It came out like '70s to '81, and then for a short period of time when I was still alive, or when I was just born,
You're dead.
I know was V, and I love that show. And I watched an episode on YouTube because I found it horrible. Now
Yeah,
it doesn't hold.
right.
But God, it was great.
Because your
back
brain
then.
didn't develop yet.
Yeah, no, I was just mesmerized by the fact that they could open their body cavity and a little reptilian alien came out. And
Well, they had the remake a couple years back on ABC, but you probably couldn't get it because your signal.
no, that's when I had DirecTV. That's
Oh,
before I
yeah.
ditched the dish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, we'll see about this MIB thing. I don't know. I hope they can breathe a new light and life into it, and it could maybe have a good string of films instead of just like a drop off from the first one.
Only time will tell. We'll see.
Yeah, that's true. Star Wars, Billy, take it away, man. I know you're excited about this. No.
No, not really.
Okay. Star Wars The Last Jedi is coming out soon, so whenever that happens, they usually start teasing deleted scenes online. And
Will this be the very last one?
No.
Ah, sh- then.
you guys see the movie, you understand?
No, I don't.
You will. You'll see it.
I'll just hear it from you.
Okay.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, spoilers, Captain Phasma, well, I don't know if she really died in what we saw. The Last
Well, I mean,
Jedi.
she fell pretty far down a hole.
True, into flames.
Yeah.
But it's Star Wars. They could come back. She'd come back as a robot or something,
I think it would be awesome if they both came back. Harrison
like-
Ford and her.
Yeah, that'd be it. Well, him would be a stretch. I thought for sure they could.
I thought for sure he was coming back.
Well, Abrams wrote a treatment for Last Jedi. It probably wasn't called that at the time, but Rian Johnson came in and rewrote everything. But it's because they were like, well, every director should have a flavor for what they want to do. So there was going to be probably more satisfying developments, I would imagine, for Luke and everybody. I still liked what we got, but this Captain Phasma scene, this deleted scene, me and Mitch got to see it, and I actually thought it was better. We got more out of her, more dialogue. Like her mask was broken, and she was going back and forth, and basically.
And you got to see that she was also struggling with the fact that she was working for a company that was, maybe not so on the up and up.
Well, and Finn ratted her out in front of her troopers, and they turned on her.
Which now makes sense as to why they were all dead laying next to her after the cutscene.
Yeah. But it was cool. It showed her take them out.
Yeah.
And then,
I'm not so much a fan of how they did the shots for it, because it was just like gunslinging.
That could have been the reason why they cut it.
Pew, pew.
Right.
Yeah.
But then when she charges at him and he blows her away,
Yeah.
she just kind of goes off to the distance.
Now,
Like-
she had the trajectory to fall into the hole. They got that right,
Yeah.
but they can't fix the rock.
Our scientific team studied it, drew the lines, and it worked out just fine. So they should have kept it in. That would have been cool. But yeah, I get some of the. They probably took it out because of the way it was shot, I imagine. I don't know.
Oh, probably.
The other version's not terrible.
No.
His line is more prominent in the one we got, rebel scum. I like that. Jon Favreau, you want to talk about this?
Yeah, I just touched on it briefly. I'm not sure because I know that there's been talk about another trilogy after this trilogy being done. But I believe Jon Favreau will be doing the last of this trilogy. Is that correct?
Well, actually, I think
Or did I read that wrong?
Ryan Johnson's going to do his own trilogy. It's
Okay.
separate characters, which they're saying the kids at the end may have been kind of a tease for what he's going to do. Favreau's going to executive produce and write a live action series for the Disney direct-to-consumer platform. I think it's their streaming service.
Okay.
So yeah, he's gonna. I don't know if it'll be a trilogy or like a show, but
Boy, what a guy to have him kickstarted. I mean, he
Yeah.
kickstarted Marvel.
yeah,
So
yeah, like it or not, because some people are like, well, they
took
praise-
Iron
they
Man,
praise
which is like a
everybody else.
D-level character, and
Oh yeah, Iron
made
Man
him
was
into an
amazing.
A-lister. Yeah.
Were you a fan of Iron Man? First one? No.
No.
What's your favorite Marvel hero right now?
Hulk.
Do you have one? Hulk? Yeah.
I feel like he's been underutilized. Like, they've tried 2 attempts at it.
Well, have you seen Thor Ragnarok though?
Not yet.
I'm watching that tonight, actually.
Watch that and then will talk.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they actually do more with him than
Do they?
ever. It's crazy. It's awesome.
Whatever happened to them making an actual Hulk movie, or is that not going to happen now?
It's complicated.
Is it
No, it actually is.
It's like a Facebook relationship. It's complicated.
Yeah, it really is. No, when they sold all these rights in the past to all these studios, Marvel was kind of desperate because they were going bankrupt. So all these rights got, spread out. Basically, if Marvel Studios teams up with Universal, they can make a solo Hulk film. But right now, they need Universal to make that film because Universal owns the rights for a full feature on the Hulk itself.
But isn't Universal and Disney, if you go to Florida, I mean, you can buy packages where you can, so aren't they like the same company?
I think they're still separate.
Oh.
The package deals might be like a third party
For parts.
putting out again.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, in the beginning, when Marvel Studios it wasn't owned by Disney then.
Yeah.
So you had like Paramount putting these movies out.
Right.
Then that changed. So with the Hulk, you had Universal Studios. So yeah, that's why that's not happening now. But what they're doing to kind of counteract that problem, because Marvel Studios, I mean, they made deals with Sony for Spider-Man, but that's more important because Spider-Man is more of a bigger character, I guess, for its own movie. There's more money that can be made.
Right,
off of it.
right.
Hulk's more like right now, a side character is probably best. They're setting up arcs for him though, and
They need to, and they need to do Planet Hulk.
Well, if you see Thor Ragnarok, I think they borrow a lot of elements of Planet Hulk.
Okay.
That might be as close as we get, maybe. But, who knows after Infinity War? Everything's going to be...
And I think with
scattered
anything,
around.
though, I don't think you need to go through the whole, rebranding, process of this. We've already got a great actor, Mark Ruffalo, doing Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
We already know his backstory. It's been done twice.
Sure.
Just like Spider-Man. How many times can you kill Uncle Ben? We don't need to see him.
For Uncle Ben.
Yeah, I know.
He gets picked on.
Can I live?
Yeah, we don't need to see that process. I think if we just pick up right in the middle of something with the Hulk, we'd be fine.
Well, the Incredible Hulk did a good job of that. They kind of retold the origin. They didn't make it just like
Yeah.
the first film.
With Edward Norton, you mean?
Yeah.
I so wish they would have brought him. I mean, I like Mark Ruffalo, but
Yeah.
I so wish they were able to bring
He
Norton
wasn't, I guess, the best person to work with because he also wrote some stuff for that movie. So I think, he likes to be in the creative process.
Right.
And, of course, going up against Marvel,
Yeah.
it's like, no, we are the creators here. Back off. And he probably wouldn't take that too good. So I see why. At first I was bummed. But, yeah, Ruffalo's been pretty good guy.
He has kind of the Bill Bixby,
Yeah.
like modern Bill Bixby type,
Right.
attitude.
Yeah. I like... I think the best Hulk origin, I think it's from the comics. I know I've seen it like maybe in a movie or so, but it was like a gamma bomb that went off. It was like a test site, and he was stuck out there, and that's how he absorbed everything. But,
Oh, okay.
Incredible Hulk borrowed from the TV show with him in the seat and getting the
Gamma rays.
kind of like not as fascinating or
Right.
cool as an explosion would be because he just simply scanned gamma rays into his
eyes.
eyes. Like, "Argh!" But yeah, the Hulk movie, he just like grabbed onto something, and remember he was in that. He kind of got the same effect of a bomb, I guess.
Yeah.
It was weird. That movie was so artsy fartsy. It was
Parts of Hulk were okay, but they go a little over the top when it came to
the
CGI
special effects.
special effects were a bit-
Looked like Green Giant. And
Yeah.
I didn't like how big he could get. Like,
Yeah.
like what the hell?
Yeah.
How can he fight anybody? He just stomp on the whole army here.
Yeah.
And I liked how he threw helicopters and they explode, and then the guys make it out of the helicopter and they're okay.
Yeah. I'm okay.
No one dies.
This is a rated G film.
Yeah.
No one dies in this.
Even though it's not. He's fighting giant poodles. And Nick Nolte. Nick Nolte. I'm your father. Yeah, so Favreau, he's directed Iron Man 1 and 2, Jungle Book, and currently the live-action Lion King. So I think his name was also floated around first time they were doing, like, Force Awakens. I think he might have turned it down. I think a lot of people did not want to take up that mantle, and
What
Abrams
a hell
did,
of a thing to do, though.
thankfully. Oh, yeah, it's like, no pressure,
Yeah.
Just get it right. Shazam. We got, actually, on-site photographs. Still no WB official image of the costume. So these photographs pretty much show us the whole costume. They're filming currently. Costume is designed by Lee Butler. I thought this was kind of odd. She's done costume design for Annabelle Creation and Paranormal Activity. It's like she's never really done a superhero costume. So
Hey, you gotta expand your resume there a little bit.
well, yeah, but it's getting some good and some bad reaction. I think it's getting more good now. You guys want to take it away? What do you guys think about the suit?
Well, looking at it, it looks kind of cheap. It kind of reminds me of the original Power Rangers type thing.
Lord Zed.
Lord Zed, or what you want to call it. For me, just looking at it, it looks kind of cheesy. Now, when you put it in the movie and they get all the effects going and all the whatever else,
They'll put a filter over it.
Yeah,
I think
I'm sure they'll look a little bit better. But just looking at it, just in a regular picture, that just looks kind of eh. But if you look at the old, the Batman, Superman, costumes, they look pretty good no matter on screen or off screen.
Right.
But this one here just looks too.
It's very loud and colorful.
Yeah.
Maybe it's their way of like, we can tone things down easier than, have to bring them out more. If the suit was too dark filming, then in post they're like, we got to focus on this one guy to bring the suit, make it lighter or whatever. So who knows? I have faith in the post process. It'll all work out.
We'll see. And this is only the beginning, so we'll
It's
see.
got a lot of detail though.
Yeah.
I got to give it that. Like the fabric, it's got a lot of lines in it. Yeah, it's puffy.
It feels like, well, and I was saying this before we started the show, it feels like they just went to like that Halloween shop that pops up, randomly during Halloween, and some kid went and bought a puffy suit so they could look like they have muscles. And it's weird because you can see it. It's supposed to resemble muscles, and Shazam's a muscly dude, but then you see this scrawny body popping out the head and the the neck. You're like, I don't know how this is gonna work.
I think he's bulked up. Like I don't think he was really like. I mean, I know in Chuck he was a skinny guy. Zachary Levi we're talking about, but I think he bulked up a little bit. Yeah, the padding's a little too much. I think, especially the upper arm.
It's overkill.
But I think the idea is like he's never gonna have his shirt off because he goes away when he's not Shazam.
Yeah.
It's the kid. So that might be their way around it. I don't know. I like to think that he did bulk up and he actually has something underneath there, but we're not going to have that scene like we do with Henry Cavill fighting the whole Justice League shirtless.
Yeah.
Which was nice. No.
Whoa.
Hey, I'm just saying that dude. No, I admire that though. That's like a Greek god. Like, dude, what the?
Yeah,
the hell are you on?
He got built.
Quit digging a hole. Quit digging yourself a hole.
I'm not digging a hole. Billy, I know you're attracted to him too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is. He got his poster up on his wall, like a Farrah Fawcett poster. Yeah, so a lot of people complained. Even on our Facebook page, we got a nice response.
And we welcome all responses.
Oh, of course we do. Of course we do. Yeah, pretty much. I think a lot of people are tired of DC's.
They're batting 1 for 6 now.
Yeah, I
think was a response. I mean, of all the leaks that could happen, why not we just get a picture of the suit itself? I mean, this could really ruin a lot of reactions until we see a live action cut of it.
Well, if WB would post like an official image and actually, add stuff to it that they intend it to be in the end process, like tone down the suit maybe. Someone did this great filter, and I couldn't find it to show you guys, but they did a side-by-side, and they basically put this really cool filter on it, and it made his suit more like a maroon. Like, it matched the Batman Superman suits better. Mm-hmm. The yellow lightning bolt was white. Mm-hmm. But it looked good either way. It's very close to the comics. I mean, I could say the suit's like right out of the comics, honestly.
They did a good job keeping it true to the comics, though. And what if this is just something like as a joke that they did to say, okay, now you're protected against, this is body armor Shazam or something. I don't know.
Well, someone put a nice meme out there. It's like all these costumes look stupid when they're filming.
Right.
Like, the Spider-Man costume looks dumb. Iron Man, Iron Man's not even there. That's put in post. They wear these tight suits with the dots all over them. Yeah. Even Black Panther. There's portions of his suit that's got dots all over it because you just can't move with that material and do all those things. So everything looks stupid, and as you're filming. But yeah, post can do so much, and I think that's gonna fix a lot of people's doubts.
Right.
Of course, Shazam is played by Zachary Levi. He was in Chuck and Thor: The Dark World. Mark Strong is playing the villain in this film. Dr. Thaddeus Sylvia.
That's going to be amazing. Mark Strong is awesome.
He's a great actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen him in the Knightsman?
Kingsman?
Kingsman, yeah.
Yes. Yep.
The second one?
Yep.
That was a sad ending.
I know. Dang it. I'll bring it back as a robot.
I hope
Spoiler.
so. I hope they have a Kingsman 3. That was the second one. I was laughing the entire time.
Oh, you liked it?
Oh, I loved it.
I liked it better the second and third time I saw it. First time was kind of like... First one just had everything going for it, you know. I don't know. It was kind of like you didn't expect it to be so good.
And it breaks all the rules of what a comic book,
Yeah.
should be, and it goes to places that you're like squeamish,
Right.
and it's yet hilarious. Yeah.
Mark Strong's a villain. He'll bring it. He's a great villain. He was Sinestro in Green Lantern. Probably the best thing about that movie.
Yep.
Best thing to bring back if you're going to.
Yeah.
Shazam releases April 5th, 2019. And speaking of Green Lantern, crazy talk going around right now. DC, they're maybe considering Christopher McQuarrie to direct Green Lantern's Corp.
Ooh.
So the interesting thing they brought up about that is McQuarrie and Tom Cruise have a good team dynamic. They've done the last 2 Mission Impossible films, and they did Jack Reacher. I don't know if they did the second Jack Reacher.
Don't
That
put
was kind
him
of a
in there.
snooze fest. Yeah, I'm getting there. So the thought is, I mean, it's not like guaranteed or whatever, but Cruise may play Hal Jordan for McQuarrie's Green Lantern film.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts?
I saw a picture of that. I think it was yesterday, and my jaw just kind of dropped because that was. I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't seen Cruise really in a superhero-ish type movie, and I don't know. You never know. It could pan out just fine, but I'm kind of on the border with that.
What if it was Cruise from 10, 20 years ago? Is
Better
it the
chance.
age? Yeah, is it the age?
No.
No?
I mean, we saw him do The Mummy, and they phoned that performance in.
Well, I think that movie got ruined because he entered it, and they bulked up the character. Now, if he was the Mummy, that'd be better, but that wasn't the case. He kind of outshined the Mummy, or attempted to, anyway. But
it's one of those things that I'm just kind of really iffy about. I guess you could say probably age, maybe. I figured that some of the other rumors that they're having with the whole Green Lantern character, whether it was going to be Idris Elba or if it was going to be, I think Tyrese was one of them that was going to be.
oh yeah, I'll
a
take.
possibility.
Well, that was for Jon Stewart,
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
right?
And
but
then
the Green Lantern.
I think if
or-
you're going to go the Jon Stewart route, get Idris Elba.
Yeah, I think he'd be good. I don't know if Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan are the same age. In this case, if they cast Cruise, they would be. So
Right.
I don't know.
So, you never know. You never know until it's done. But like I said, right now I have low expectations on it right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think he's too big for the part as well. Even if he was still young, but he's in his like mid-50s almost. It's like Hal Jordan should be kind of
A young
guy in
up-and-comer,
his 30s
hot
or
shot,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. So I
He
think
doesn't have the hairline for it. That's my problem.
he can get the hairline for it.
No, don't put in a fake hairline. They need to find a new guy that, and maybe not. I mean, Chris Pine.
Well, he was Steve Trevor. That's
I get that.
kind of, unless they're like distant relatives. I think Armie Hammer would be a shoe-in.
Think so?
Yes, he played the Lone Ranger. Like he's got the height, the build. Like he could be, and they also have teased this before. I think if everything was a massive success for WB, he would have been cast for sure as Green Lantern by now. Because him and Cavill, they worked on Man from U.N.C.L.E. and I think they're pretty friendly with each other. And on Twitter, they were going back and forth and teasing about some job that he may accept for Warner Brothers, something like that. It's very vague, but
Yeah.
it's there. So
That stuff's all died down. I mean, we're still, what, 2020 is when that's coming out? We're still a little while away. 2 years.
I mean, that's even if everything goes well, because how it goes with WB, they'll have a movie slate. But if their current film flops, then that movie slate gets changed up
Well,
a lot.
they can't even get Flashpoint nailed down yet.
They got the directors finally.
Right.
It's getting there. They just need to just get out of the director's way. Let them have.
And please let
Rearranged.
Thomas Jane be the Thomas Jane that was in the Ben Affleck Batman version.
Oh, you talking about Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
Yes.
Oh, Thomas Wayne.
He
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
needs to be. Yeah, and they need to bring that in.
In Flashpoint, you're
Yeah.
talking about. Oh, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And I know you can't do Flashpoint without that, because that's the big storyline. That's a big part of
Oh, yeah.
Flashpoint,
You can't.
because he helps the Flash get back to his abilities.
You know,
And I know Jeffrey Dean Morgan said he's all for it.
of course, he could do it.
And then why not bring what was her name that did a brief Martha Wayne?
Oh, Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren Conrad.
Yeah, that might be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them.
She'd
are
be
Walking
excellent
Dead.
as the Joker. I mean, her smile and all that stuff is really bright and wide, and she has that ability on The Walking Dead to just go nuts when things happen, and she's got a wide range of acting ability. I think it would be great.
I think they were cast for a reason. I think Flashpoint was always in the back of maybe Snyder's mind.
Yeah.
And
Now Snyder could do Flashpoint.
I don't even think he's going to be.
No, he's out. Obviously, he's out. But if there was ever a movie that I would 100% be on board with, that would be it. Because he did so well with The Watchmen that Flashpoint has that very similar feel to it.
Yeah.
Like just a disjunct alternative reality
Sure.
kind of sense.
Yeah.
He's already worked with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, so he knows, how to work with him and stuff. And yeah.
I'm a big fan of the Flashpoint story, and that's something they really need to get right.
The comic book movie was great.
It was. That's the only thing I've seen. I haven't seen the comic book, but I just like the ideas, like Thomas Wayne Batman. I never thought of
Cyborg's
that.
still there. I mean,
Yeah, and he's a different type of cyborg.
yeah, he's working for the United States now.
In Superman, he was
A scrawny dude.
well because they just kept him out of the sun,
Yeah.
and they just did tests on him, and then yeah, that was nuts. I think he landed in Russia, or no, I think he landed in Metropolis instead, something like that. He didn't land in.
And so the
Smallville.
question then remains: would you have Henry Cavill still play him?
Oh yeah, because they could make that happen because when he got hit by the nuke in BBS, he was a scrawny dude coming back to life.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was all dry and nasty looking.
Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of gross. Yeah, I think the whole cast is perfect. Just use them before they get too damn old for these parts or too
Yeah.
tired to play these parts. Because they want their own careers.
and Aquaman and Wonder Woman and all that stuff.
Yeah, so
You'd have to bring all these people in.
right. So I do like McQuarrie as a director. I think he's a great, talented director. I hope this Cruise thing isn't true. I can see Cruise being like a different character in the film, but still, I think that would hurt the film, like The Mummy, was affected. He's just too big of a star to just put in a, I don't know. Maybe he could be Hal Jordan's father. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know
want
either.
him to be Hal Jordan, but from what I read about the Green Lantern Corp, it's like a buddy cop film. It's like Lethal Weapon, but they're space people, and I think him and Jon Stewart play off each other. And maybe there's a third Lantern. Not sure which one. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I hope this doesn't. But given WB's and DC's track record, anything's possible.
True.
They panic. That's definitely going to probably happen because they're like, we're
Yeah.
going to get a big star in there, which is just ridiculous. But yeah, stay tuned for that if we ever get that movie again. I did read something that maybe Reynolds wasn't entirely out of possibly returning. But given his Deadpool schedule and all that, even if they wanted him back, I don't think he could come back. So,
Yeah, stick with Deadpool.
so
I haven't seen Deadpool, but stick with it.
you haven't seen Deadpool?
No, I even saw the preview last night.
You need to see it, but don't watch it around kids.
I seen the preview last night to the sequel with because he has Cable in it,
Yeah.
and it was. I looked. I'm like,
Well-
I still can't even get to watch the first one.
I don't want to bum people out. I haven't read too much into it, and it could just all be BS. But some people are saying Deadpool 2 is a mess. They had some test screenings. I'm afraid that first one was probably the
The highlight.
lightning in a bottle, and you
That's
know,
it. Yeah.
you couldn't really do better than that. I don't know. That character is just complex. You know, it's a whole
can
balancing
tell.
act. It's crazy. But I don't know if you guys are Supernatural fans. The show's been on for like 11, 12 years. It's pretty entertaining. Have you ever heard of it?
Oh yeah, I've heard of it. I've watched a few episodes here and there, like early on, but I haven't seen it.
It's a good show. It's a good show. I don't know all the characters, but it's always something I'll pick up on once in a while, and I actually have a good time watching it. They're doing a Scooby-Doo crossover.
I heard about that.
Not cool. So, Sam and Dean are the main characters in this film. I guess they get as a payment, whatever. It's a gift. They save some dude's life or something, and he gives them a TV. Supposedly, this TV's from what I'm reading into, it's like a magical TV. They watch a 1970s episode of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? It's called A Night of Fright Is No Delight, and they get sucked into the cartoon. And yeah, they're not the only new additions to the cartoon. There's actually a supernatural level monster in it, so it's not a dude in a mask. So it's like the worlds have truly collided, and
That'd be interesting to see.
I've seen some stills. It's pretty neat. I thought it was gonna be like a direct-to-video release, like they've done with some of these other Batman movies,
Right.
like the Adam West Return of the Cape Crusaders, right. And they probably will get that too. But it sounds like it's an actual episode of the show. It's going to air March 29th at 8 p.m. Eastern time, I believe, on the CW. So I think
I might have to check that one out.
I think that'd be really
guess.
cool. I could see that being really a high turnout, to watch. Maybe they could do more. Other shows could do more. I don't know.
Never know.
It's always fun when they get sucked into something. And
It kind of reminds me of the old Fat Albert movie.
oh, right.
And then It's kind of like the magical TV.
Yeah.
And they all come out of the TV to.
I hope it has a laugh track. The Scooby Doo one. I hope it has a laugh track. You know how I think the original had a laugh track. Could be wrong. There's been so many different Scooby Doo. This show's gonna be called Scooby Natural.
Scooby
so
Natural.
I'm gonna tune in for that. I think that'd be pretty damn cool. I'd like to talk about it on the show if we can all check it out. Agents of Shield. You guys ever seen this show?
I have not seen the show.
It's on again. It's on ABC.
It's on ABC.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
we don't have to
We're in the same boat. Yeah.
It's basically the continuing adventures of Agent Coulson.
How this show is maintained is beyond me. I don't know. It doesn't spark much interest to me.
It took a couple seasons to finally get into, the greatness that it is now. But the viewers are dropping off.
Yeah.
It's probably because so much on. It's hard to keep up with everything. It's averaging 3.6 million viewers right now.
Is it a Friday show?
It is now. This season,
Yeah.
It's a Friday show. Last year,
Yeah, that means it's on its way out.
last year it moved from 8 Central, I think, to 9. So they were able to make it a little darker. They introduced the Ghost Rider, not the Cage one,
the other one with the car.
It was actually really good. The special effects were good.
Yeah.
I was really surprised, and there was like a nice blood splatter, in the first episode. You're like, oh yeah, this is definitely darker than before. They actually have an interesting way how they do their seasons. They have all these arcs, and they work up to the arcs. Those pay off. Then they have an overall arc to them. So this season 5 right now is going to be written like a series finale in case it doesn't get renewed. So it's going to be able
Makes
to
sense.
complete
Yeah.
their current story, but it's also going to have possibilities to continue on.
Now, why
And-
haven't we gotten him back into the Avengers series?
Well, it's Marvel TV and Marvel Studios. They're different.
Gotcha.
So I think in the beginning they were kind of like trying to have a link, and
Yeah.
then they kind of just severed it because Kevin Feige didn't get along with Ike Perlmutter. So that broke the tide right there, and Joss Whedon didn't want Coulson to come back. Like, he considered him dead. But of course, Whedon. Not everyone's a big fan of Whedon anymore, really. So
Yeah, he could do no wrong in the very beginning.
oh my
And
gosh, yeah. He
Then
could.
Age of Ultron came out, and
Well, it's also recently with some of his personal
Yeah.
stuff, but yeah, he's not doing Batgirl anymore. We
No.
talked about that a couple episodes ago. Looks like it could be the end, but at least it'll be a complete story. It won't be like
yeah,
Lois and Clark. What season was that?
They ended after season 4.
Yeah.
And they had brought in the baby, It's supposed to be. I read a story on it actually recently, and it's supposed to be a Kryptonian baby that they, that showed up in their living room, and they're supposed to raise it, because it's going to have powers like Superman, blah blah blah, and obviously they just ended it with the baby in the living room, and that was that. But I read an article that Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher wanted to have a 5th season to kind of to bring that portion to an end. And basically, make the 5th season the ending of everything. Mm-hmm. But of course, Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher have aged a bit, so it'd be kind of hard to do that. And then the guy who played Perry White is dead, mm-hmm. and then everybody else has pretty much gone on to do other things, or
could do a comic book,
or probably too old to do that.
They did a Smallville season.
It would have been season 11 comic. Yeah, it would have been a comic because they had they brought Superman in it. It was supposed to be Superman being himself, since they ended Smallville with kind of a disastrous kind of showing of the suit. But I know that not Brandon Routh, sorry,
it's like a
Tom Welling.
Like,
Tom Welling didn't. They said from the beginning that they had no intention of putting the suit on anyway. Mm-hmm. So it was just, all it was just CGI'd on there.
Yeah.
So they wanted it to be Clark Kent becoming Superman, but not making Superman the whole thing.
Right.
But then they brought Superman into Supergirl, and now that's all they want is Superman because he was the highlight of the show.
Of course. So yeah, we'll see if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Maybe finally the movies can acknowledge these characters, at least Agent Coulson, and we can get Clark Gregg back onto the big features. They say. Comic news, I found this last night. Batman White Knight, issue number 6, the Batmobile. I guess that's what it's titled. This White Knight series is basically the GTO, a Gotham terrorist oppression unit, going after Batman. They're tired of all the, catastrophes and destruction his crime fighting causes. So they're trying to take him down. And of course, it's very hard to take down Batman. Dick Grayson has a great idea. He works for the GTO, and he suggests them stealing the 89 Batmobile. It doesn't have any computers in it, actually, and it has the strength to go up against Batman. So you get this cool image of the 89 Batmobile speeding up next to this new Batmobile, which looks pretty badass. The new one. Like, man, why couldn't they put that in a movie? Like, I like that better than what we get. But it's really cool to see they're, using the 89 Batmobile again. It exists, and, just having fun with all the old toys. And I guess they really get to have fun with, they show it in all its glory in this comic. So I might pick it up.
God, it looks like a version of Nolan's.
Oh, the newer Batmobile? Yeah.
Yeah, like they took the 80s Batmobile with a little bit of Nolan feel.
Yeah, I do like it.
That's pretty awesome.
I think it'd be better than what we got in the movies, but,
Well, Nolan's, I mean, he tried to make it a tactical vehicle, and that was the reason for it.
Yeah, like that makes sense. The current one, I don't hate. I think it kind of embodies both, but like that one in the comic, that would be great if they made that in the new movies. Like, I like that look as much as I like.
Well, now now it's been destroyed. So
of course.
So why not? Put this one in.
But what's cool is Gordon is driving that 89 Batmobile in that clip.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. Like, damn, make that a movie. Shit. Get the comic guys on these movies.
They really do.
No kidding. So we got a reviews here. Billy Saul's Strangers, Pray at Night. So let's start with that.
I went out last night, and I think it was opening night, and it's basically the same, basically in a way the same as the original in a way. I don't want to give out too much, but basically the same kind of plot and basically the same kind of outcome as far as, is so-and-so there, blah, blah, blah. And
Tamara?
Tamara there. And, of course, a different family, obviously. And it was pretty good. The one thing that I liked was the little girl that was in... it was Adam Sandler. It was Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
What's that called?
That's the one where they go on that vacation or whatever.
The little girl was one of the main characters in this movie.
Really?
She's grown up now.
Wow.
So it was pretty funny, and I don't want to give it too much, but it was. I went with low expectations because I figured that it was probably going to be the same kind of plot, and Rotten Tomatoes kind of gave it, a really bad review, I think. But it was actually pretty decent. The ending was different than what I thought, but I think it was a good one. I don't know if it could or could not lead to another. I don't know. Depends on how everyone feels about it, but it was pretty decent, and it wasn't too long. It wasn't too drawn out. It was pretty, to the point, and it wasn't. You had those "Hey, I'm here" type of surprises, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I don't get scared that quick, so. But it had those, da-da type.
Was it as scary as the first one?
I think it could be for some people. I mean, some parts of it, when the people show up and they're just kind of standing at your door or whatever, with an axe or knife or whatever. They had those kind of parts and stuff in there, and so, but it was pretty good. I went with low expectations, but I think it will do well. If they made a third one, I'm not sure how they could at this point, because the first two is kind of you don't want to do the same plot over and over again.
Well, they were weren't they 10-year gap between them?
I
I think the first one came out in 2008.
think so.
That's crazy.
And so you have roughly the same kind of characters, the killer type people, and of course different setting, but basically the same kind of plot type of thing.
So for people who don't know, what are the Strangers basically?
It's just a people group, or it must be like a family, because like a guy, a teenage girl, or whatever, a girl, and maybe a mom or something like that. They all wear some kind of a mask.
Creepy.
And so you don't know who they are. And the girl goes up to the house and says, knock on the door. It's Tamara here. Well, she does it twice, and she kind of just stands there. And they say, you had the wrong house or whatever. And she goes, okay. And she just kind of stands, and she kind of stands in the dark. So how you have a night light on the side of the house. I think she unscrews the light bulb so they don't see her.
Oh yeah.
And so she just kind of stands there and just kind of stares at him, and then just walks away, and then just kind of walks and then just kind of turns around and just kind of just stares, but you can't see her eyes.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty decent movie, and I think people will like it.
Do you think the setting's more creepy than the first one? Because I think the first one was they're out in the country.
They're out in the country. This one is
abandoned trailer park.
It's in
isn't
a trailer park, and
Ugh.
so
it's abandoned, right? Or is there people in it?
well, it's abandoned now.
Oh yeah.
There was the family that is in it. I think the moms. I think it was her aunt and uncle that maybe owned the trailer park or whatever. And the girl was going out of town, and they were going to stay there, I guess, to stay overnight or whatnot. And the aunt and uncle, well, I think you pretty much figure out what kind of happened to them.
No.
So,
God.
So the family, the trio, the killers, kind of set up camp basically in that area, and people who showed up, probably just kind of.
So it's their training.
Yeah. But yeah, it was pretty good, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to give too much away.
I get it. Yeah.
But yeah, it's in a trailer park, and
You think it's just as good as the first one, or not as good?
I say probably about the same.
Yeah.
I say about the same. It wasn't, it wasn't bad at all. To be honest with you, it was pretty decent, and we'll see what happens.
Well, I think movies like that are more scary because they could actually happen.
And that's the thing. Yeah, these are based on true events, so these are things that someone can walk up to your house and with a mask on, or say in the dark, is so and so here,
even as a prank.
Even as a prank.
It's like,
and these people can be outside your door and somehow end up inside your house at some point or whatever. So yeah, so it's realistic, but yet it's So
yeah, definitely.
I think you should go see it.
Yeah. Well, I'll wait till it comes out on video.
I'll bring it over for
Scary movie night.
for Scary Movie Night.
There you go. There you go. And It too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good movie.
Yeah, well, that's what's creepy about Strangers. I don't know if they did it in this one. They probably did. Who knows? But the first one, they just simply asked them, why us? And it's like, because you were home. It's like,
Yeah, that
Eee.
That
Like,
I
that
can
doesn't
tell you,
put a thought
I can
in
tell
your
you that
mind.
question is asked
Yeah.
in this movie.
oh cool.
I'm not going to tell you what happens after that though, because you get the why are you doing this to us, and yeah, then you'll find out why.
Well, thanks
Stranger
for
danger.
reviewing that. Otherwise, we wouldn't
That's,
talk
what, that's
about
why
it.
they always say stranger danger. 'cause-
Stranger. The third one, if that chick comes up to the door, is like, is Tamara there? They should just grab her and pull her in.
Yeah.
That would like really shake things up, because then the other two are like, we gotta get her back.
Mm-hmm.
Please give us back her Clementine. I don't know what her name is.
yeah.
I don't know. Change it up. But I'll probably be another 10 years, so they'll reboot it. But
Probably.
Mitch,
Yeah, so I found just scrolling randomly through Netflix because I had nothing else better to do. Hans Zimmer has a live in concert show, and it's amazing. It's everything I wanted it to be, and then some. It's a really energetic performance of all the soundtracks that he's done throughout his career. They open up with the Driving Miss Daisy theme, which is just, I didn't realize that he's been doing it for this long. So it's simply amazing. I would say check it out. It's great background music. The crowd gets energetic and stuff like that. So if you're a big fan of Hans Zimmer music, and with Driving Miss Daisy, the Batman trilogy, stuff with Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, he's done a ton of stuff. So give it a chance, listen to it. Obviously it's not a thriller, drama or anything like that, but it's just a good lighthearted program to watch.
what's the, like? How do you search it then?
I would just do Hans Zimmer live.
Okay.
And then it'll pop right up. That's what I did last night.
Sweet.
I watched it the second time. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, yeah, it's always nice to find. Netflix has so much stuff.
Oh, they do. And it's all hidden because most of it you have to
Yeah.
like search for an actor or something like that, and then 6 things pop up that wasn't on your list. Yeah.
Right. How'd you come up? You just were.
I don't know. It was just on like recently added, I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it just came out then.
Yeah.
Great. Anything on Netflix you found, Billy? It's interesting.
I don't watch a whole lot of Netflix. Usually my kids do.
Yeah.
I think my wife said something like there's this new movie or show called like Veronica.
I heard it's really scary.
I heard she says
People had to turn it off.
She said it was pretty scary, so I had to
That
check
was
that
me.
out.
Yeah.
But mostly I'm just watching like older TV shows, stuff
Yeah.
like that, and I don't get to it very often.
Sure.
But the kids watch like Fuller House and
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
all the other.
That's definitely a show you can tune in and just like shut your brain off.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not a terrible show, but it's not.
I've actually
great.
watched all the seasons. I got caught up in all the seasons, and
It's actually enjoyable.
It's enjoyable.
It
is.
It's almost as cheesy as it was originally.
Oh yeah.
But of course, they add in a few more words than they used to.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot more making
especially
out.
especially
like,
Candace Cameron, because she was kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
the princess type in the original show, and now she's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, you're like a church going lady, and you're saying hell. I mean, it's like
It's really like sexed up too. Like they don't have like bedroom scenes, but they're like in skimpy outfits
well,
sometimes.
Jodie
and-
Sweetin,
Good lord.
she's not
Done well.
very small up top,
Yeah.
and she's
Yeah.
poking out there, and
Yeah.
they keep
It's a joke too on the show, I think.
Yeah, I think first season they made
And I
a
think
joke
that in
about
real
it.
life they're implants. I think they've joked about that too.
Yeah.
Like
They keep joking
Minor
about
Rachel.
bringing the Olsen twins back. They're like, "Come back, it'll be fun,"
yeah.
But of
they
course,
break the third wall or
it
whatever.
probably never
Fourth
happened. But they've mentioned the Michelle character a couple times, and then all of a sudden they just stare at the camera.
wall. It is weird. They don't have Michelle, but yeah, it's like an inside joke.
Yeah, but I guess the Olsen twins just didn't want to do it to begin
It's
with.
what you want when they revitalize a show. I think it's all the the good. I like how people in the beginning were like, "Oh, it's just like the original." Like, did you really think it was going to be?
That much different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, just like here in a couple of weeks, or next week, the new Roseanne
Yeah.
is going to be out. So I don't have ABC.
Yeah.
So I'll have to watch it on the app after it shows. But
I wonder if it'll be on Hulu.
Oh, it might be. Yeah, could be.
But I'm pretty excited to see that because of course they brought back John Goodman, which they supposedly killed off.
Oh,
in
they're
the
pretty much
original.
ignoring.
But his
No,
like,
they aren't. They're
season.
hitting it head on. There's like a
but the-
scene where she's in bed or something like that, and he's got a CPAP machine on.
like, why does everyone think I'm dead?
Yeah.
Really?
I thought you were dead. Why does everybody think I'm dead?
That's probably one of the worst endings to a show ever.
Well, it went off the rails.
They probably
Well,
never,
it did. Well,
Yeah.
they won the lottery and it just changed. But it was
it was a dream.
right? But
I
like
think it was
I
a-
appreciated everything, but the whole Dan part, like Dan
Yeah.
really died. Like what? No, come on.
Well, when they had the heart attack portion of the show, that's probably what they did. But they probably didn't think, hey, we're going to bring this show back, in 20 years.
Yeah.
So now they got to think, okay, well, think about the original cast. They're probably going to say, well, the writing part was just a dream part. That it was just, just a story.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad to see that it came back and they brought back the original cast. That's nice. And the original Becky character is going to play the original Becky character.
I wonder if they're going to bring in Sarah Chalk for anything.
I think they brought her back, but I think
She's
it's under a different character.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
And of course, the guy that played Mark is really dead, so I don't think they're going to have that kind of character in there.
Mark,
And then
was he the young kid?
No, he was the brother to the young kid.
And then Johnny Galecki, he's the one that played David in the show,
He's
which
coming back,
which is
I
on
think.
Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he's
Is he
gonna
coming
come
back?
I think he is.
Because
Yeah.
in the end, his character and Sarah Goodwell's character had a baby, and so that's where they
got married,
They got
too.
married,
Yeah.
and they had a baby
when Dan
in the
had
last
his heart attack.
in the last few episodes, and so that's where they ended there. So, and that I think in the show, their daughter is grown up a little
course.
bit. So
Yeah.
it'd be kind of cool to see.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see it. I say bring back a lot of old shows. I don't know if you should bring them back, like expecting them to run for years and years. I think a nice little short run would be better.
Well, Fuller House is supposed to be 13 episodes, and
Yeah.
look what happened. So,
Well, what I like about them is like they do like spurts,
Yeah.
and then they stop and they bring it back. So hopefully Roseanne won't get like, they just kind of lose that creative momentum, But I think it's got a lot. That show was groundbreaking. It was a show that probably, for its time, it truly showed like financial hardship. All these other shows were just like pitch perfect
So they won the
worlds.
lottery.
Like these people like had a bunch of kids, didn't have a lot of money. They lose jobs, they get jobs, they'd have ups and downs. I think that's what really captured a lot of people's attention was, I feel like I'm being represented more than these other shows.
Right.
It's like, yeah, you want to tune out from your problems, but the show was able to show your problems but make you laugh. And, I guess, the overall thing was appreciate family,
Right.
for what you got. So, yeah, I'm anxious to see that. I think that pretty much wraps up
Yeah.
everything, guys. So, yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Again, check us out on all social media. Listen to us on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher Radio, YouTube, Spotify, and FieldofGeeks.com. I'm Josh.
I'm Mitch.
I'm Billy.
Take care.